So we're looking now at simultaneous equations, and you've all been shown different techniques, and now it's a matter of applying which one you think is the best way. I'll try to use a couple of techniques if I think that's the way to do it, otherwise it'll be just one technique. So can you most of these questions will take 4 minutes or so, pause, and when you're ready come back live. Okay, in this particular one, we've got x as the subject. So you've got two choices. You can just straight sub x in, which I'll do with one technique. So my first way I'll do it is where the x is, I'm just going to replace it with minus 4y minus 1. So I've got minus 4y minus 1 where x was, and then it says plus y equals 2, plus y equals 2, and then minus 4y plus y is minus 3y. And then the minus 1, I'm going to take across the other side and make it a plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And y equals 3 divided by minus 3, which is minus 1. And then to find the x, I've got an equation there with x equals. So I've got x equals minus 4 times y minus 1 equals 4, because 2 minuses make a plus, minus 1, so I've got 3. So another way you could do it, if you wanted to, it would be to make x the subject of that first equation. So x equals 2 minus y, and x is already equal to minus 4y minus 1. Now we've got x as the subject, so now we could say, well, if that x equals that x, then that is the same as that. So I've got 2 minus y equals minus 4y minus 1. Take the minus 4y across, take the 2 backwards. So when that moves across, it becomes a plus. So plus 4 minus 1 is plus 3y. Plus 2 becomes minus 2, so minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3. So y equals minus 3 divided by 3. So you still get the same answer, and there's no problems from there. And then we just use one of the equations. I'll use that equation because that looks a lot simpler. X equals 2 minus y equals 2 minus minus 1 equals 3. Okay, so let's move on. We'll go to another 3 pages. Okay, so in this one, there's only one method that you should be looking at to do. It's a natural method that you should be familiar with, and that's the elimination method. Okay, so pause, and when you're ready, come back live. Okay, the reason I'm going to use the elimination method is because those x's have the same coefficients. Okay, so if I subtract them, they're going to be eliminated. So I'm going to subtract 3x minus 3x is no x, 9y minus 2y is 7y, 21 minus 0 is 21, and then y equals 21 divided by 7 equals 3. So you've got your answer, and then you've got to find your x number, so you substitute into one of the equations. Doesn't matter which one you use, so I'll use the first one. So I've got 3x plus 2y equals 0, so 3 times 3 plus 2y equals 0. 9 plus 2y equals 0, and then take the 9 across the other side, so you get 2y equals minus 9, and then y equals minus 9 over 2, which is the same as minus 4.5 or minus 4.5. Okay, so that's the answer to that one. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, so again, this one is set up definitely for one of the methods, so you work out which one you're going to do, and then when you're ready, come back live. Okay, we're going to definitely use elimination. Again, we're not going to use substitution because we don't have a single x or a single y. These guys are the ones we're going to eliminate because they've both got the number 2, but this time one's a minus and one's a plus, so this time we add to eliminate. So I've got 7x equals those two numbers added together, which is minus 7. So x is minus 7 over 7, which is minus 1. So there's your first answer. And then we substitute into an equation, into, say, the first equation. So the equation is 4x minus 2y equals minus 10. It doesn't matter which one you use. So 4 times minus 1 minus 2y equals minus 10. minus 4 minus 2i equals minus 10. And take the minus 4 across the other side by adding, so minus 2i equals minus 6 when you add 4 to both sides. So y equals minus 6 divided by minus 2. So you get your second answer. Okay, moving on, we've got one more to go. Okay, so again, you decide. I'll do 2 different methods for this one because you could do it 2 different ways. So when you're ready, come back live. Okay, so I'm going to do it 2 ways. I'm going to do the substitution method first. And the reason is I've got a single y, so I could rearrange that equation. So if I take y back and 5 forward, that means that y is positive, and now I've got 2x minus 5, and then that y I can substitute there. So this is one method, and I'll show another method in a sec. So I've got 3x plus 2 times 2x minus 5 equals 11. So 3x plus 4x minus 10 equals 11. That's 7x, and then minus 10 becomes plus 10, so it's 21. 21 over 7 equals 3. So I've got my first answer, and then just sub in first equation. So first equation is 3x plus 2y equals 11. So 3 times 3 plus 2y equals 11. So 9 plus 2i equals 11. Take the 9 back by subtracting, so 2y equals 2. And you get your second answer. Okay, now the other method is obviously you could use is elimination. So I'm just going to write out the equations again. Okay, so you could eliminate x or you could eliminate y, but y is definitely easier because we just have to get a 2 in front. Whereas if we look at the x's, we'd have to get both have to be changed to 6's, which is 2 lots of work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double everything on that line. So now I've got 4x minus 2y equals 10. And I'm going to look at that equation, and now we've got plus 2 and minus 2, so I'm going to add. So 3x plus 4x is 7x, 2y minus 2y is 0, 11 plus 10 is 21, so we get 21 over 7, so we get our 3 again, same answer, just has to be, and then we just sub in as before, and we get the y answer, y equals 1. Okay, so that's a taste of simultaneous equations, and there's obviously more practice you could do from the book. Thanks.